Does everybody know the song? 1, 2, 3.
For the debt negotiations, here's what we have to see. Protected workers, pensions, unemployment checks, payroll tax extensions, billions in defense cuts, infrastructure spending, Medicaid extension, Medicare protection, help for the poor, less austerity, more stimulus, taxes for the rich, and a fight for social security.
Yeah, give yourselves a hand. That was beautiful.
I want to explain something. $250,000 is exempt, and that's net income. A person could have $300,000, $400,000 in gross income, $500,000 in gross income, and that will not necessarily yield $250,000 of net income. All the deductions come out first. You know, and there's a slew of them in the code. And we've heard this story about, do we want to eliminate food inspectors? Do I want toxic poison in my milk? You know, we got a bad enough situation now. Cutting government cuts essential services that we depend on. I remember watching a rally, and they had all these signs about cut government, government waste, government's doing this. And then I see 4 or 5 signs in there, but don't touch my Social Security.
Realistically, if they don't act, middle-income families are going to get an average tax increase of $2,200. That is not something that we want to have at this particular moment in time. We want to have an economy that continues to grow. It's been growing, not as fast as any of us would like it to go, but it has been growing steady. And unfortunately, if we go off this fiscal cliff, that growth is going to, we'll see a reduction, a substantial reduction. Because there are families right now that are waiting. They've been holding on to some money, saving a little bit of money, saying, you know what, I'd like to invest in that new car. I've had that same car now for 10 years, and it's not working for me. We're a consumer economy. We need to have consumers in that economy. If we have a tax cut, we will be those consumers in the economy.
Because we know what's at stake. We know that the same programs that are always on the chopping block are the ones on the chopping block again this time. Things like food stamps and breakfast and lunch programs at schools for hungry kids. Things like Title X funding for women, the poorest women in our communities, to be able to have access to the reproductive health care that they need. Talk to them about the fact that the social services that we all rely on and that those we care about rely on are what's at stake. And make it real. Talk about it in everyday terms. Point out, you know, which of the kids you know who need that lunch program and when you've needed to go to a health center that receives federal funding. Because when we make it real, when we make it about people's everyday lives, that's when it really clicks. That this isn't just a political debate in Washington. This is the reality, and that we have to be engaged in it, or else we will see things come to pass in our communities that are tragedies for our communities, that are not.
Alright guys, thanks again everyone for coming out here. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't Facebook friended me yet, please Facebook friend me so I can tag all your faces when we make you guys famous on social media. And thanks once again to Sandra coming out, and you guys should all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Go enjoy this wonderful sun.
Thank you, David.